Hi, a very good morning to all of you. So today we'll discuss one of the important news which is related to Finland joining NATO as the 31st member. Okay. So recently Finland ने NATO को join किया, right, to become its 31st member nation. Okay. तो फिनलैंड का NATO join करना एक sudden event नहीं है. It is based on the past events as well. Okay. And the main reason, the main event that triggered this entire thing is Russia-Ukraine war. Okay. Now let's go and discuss in detail first what exactly is NATO and then about the entire news in detail, right? So let us first understand कि NATO का full form क्या है, right? So that is the very first basic question that one asks, right? कि NATO है क्या? Or what exactly NATO is all about, right? First of all, let's get into its full form. NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and it is also called as North Atlantic Alliance as well, right? Now, NATO इसका headquarters कहाँ पे, right? NATO का headquarter कहाँ पे है? Its headquarter is in Brussels, which is the capital of Belgium, right? In terms of its member, कि NATO के members कितने हैं? It has 31 members, with Finland joining as latest, right? In total, 29 are European nations, whereas 2 are North American countries, namely Canada and US, right? Up NATO treaty was signed on 4th April 1949. 4th April 1949 in front of 12 founding members, in presence of 12 founding members, right? Now, what is NATO and why was it, right? So the NATO is nothing but an intergovernmental military alliance, right? When you talk about intergovernmental military alliance, it means कि अगर कोई भी मेंबर नेशन है, ठीक है, उसके ऊपर कोई आउटसाइड मेंबर कंट्री अटैक करता है, तो जो भी नाटो के मेंबर्स होंगे वो सब उस मेंबर कंट्री की हेल्प करेंगे, एंड नॉट जस्ट वोकली बोल के या कोई भी छोटे मोटे एक्शन लेके नहीं, बट बाय प्रोवाइडिंग देम मिलिट्री सपोर्ट एज वेल. ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट नाटो इज ऑल अबाउट, टू मेक श्योर कि जो भी उनके मेंबर्स हैं दे आर सेफगार्डेड. उनकी सेफ्टी इज ईच एंड एवरी मेंबर्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, राइट? सो दिस इज नाटो इज ऑल अबाउट, राइट? एंड व्हाई वाज इट फॉर्म? सो इसको दिस वाज फॉर्म बिकॉज टू सेफगार्ड देमसेल्व्स. ओके. तो बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंड कि जब वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 हुआ एंड देन कोल्ड वॉर, आफ्टर सारी लड़ाइयां खत्म होने के बाद देयर वर टू सुपर जायंट्स, नेमली यूएस एंड यूएसएसआर. ठीक है. अब व्हेन यू हैव टू सुपर पावर्स, व्हाट हैपेंस इज कि ये लोग ऑन इंडिविजुअल बेसिस दे ट्राई टू इंक्रीज देयर टेरिटरी. ठीक है. वो अपना जो भी रीजन होता है वो उसको बढ़ाना चाहते हैं, वो और भी कंट्रीज को अपने अंडर लाना चाहते हैं टू मेक पार्ट ऑफ देयर एंटायर सिस्टम, राइट? तो दैट इज द रीजन कि जो छोटे छोटे यूरोपियन कंट्रीज थे, दे थॉट कि ये जो दो सुपर पावर्स हैं ये हमें कैप्चर कर लेंगे. ठीक है. ये हमें कैप्चर कर लेंगे, ये हमारे ऊपर अपनी आइडियोलॉजी थोपेंगे, एंड आवर सेफ्टी इज इन डाउट, राइट? तो अपने आप को बचाने के लिए, टू सेफगार्ड देमसेल्व्स, व्हाट दे डिड इज दे फॉर्म्ड अ अलायंस, राइट? They formed, you can call it as a cartel as well, right? But with the sole purpose of their own safety, of their own member nation's safety, they formed NATO. Okay. Now, so what happened is that Finland became the 31st member of NATO, right? So if you look at it from a historic point of view, this particular move is actually provoked by Moscow's war on Ukraine, right? So if Russia won't have attacked Ukraine, then Finland joining NATO would have taken more years as well. Okay, or they might not have triggered their alliance right away. Okay, तो फिनलैंड पिछले साल से नाटो को ज्वाइन करना चाह रहा है along with Sweden, mind you, right? So these were the two nations जो कि neighbors हैं, neighbors wherein they feel कि Russia might attack themselves as well. ठीक है, so they thought लेट्स ज्वाइन नेटो, और फिर अगर वो नेटो ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं तो उनकी सेफ्टी विल बी ऑल्सो द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अदर मेंबर नेशंस ऑफ नेटो. ठीक है, राइट. बट हुआ क्या कि when they kind of announced in their country कि हम नेटो ज्वाइन करने जा रहे हैं, राइट, so there was protests across Finland, across Helsinki, which is their capital, right? तो वहां पे काफी प्रोटेस्ट हुए कि वी शुड नॉट ज्वाइन नेटो. अगर हम नेटो ज्वाइन करेंगे तो अगेन जिस तरीके से रशिया ने यूक्रेन पे अटैक किया है, सो दे विल ऑल्सो अटैक अस एज वेल. They will also attack Finland, right? So that was the reason there was so much protest in the capital of Finland, Helsinki, right? So what happened is that this actually kind of delayed the entire process, right? This delayed the entire process of Finland joining NATO because they were continuously going after joining NATO since the last year, right? Now, now Finland and its neighbor Sweden. Okay, so they both, like I mentioned, they both wanted to join NATO, but right now, as we speak, only Finland is the member nation of NATO. For Sweden, they haven't still approved their membership, right? Now, with this particular alliance of Finland into NATO, the entire border. So basically, this alliance actually doubles the US-led alliance border with Russia. Okay, so जो भी with every member nation, they have a border with Russia, right? So now with Finland joining NATO, now the entire border is kind of doubled, right? So with NATO countries and Russia, right? Now all was not smooth in terms of their membership, right? Okay. So basically जब भी ऐसा कोई अलायंस होता है या किसी भी कंट्री को किसी भी ट्रीटी को या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ज्वाइन करना होता है, so the entire journey is not smooth, right? So there are so many approvals within the country itself before आप वो proposal आगे लेके जाओ. So the same happened in case of Finland as well. पहला उनके खुद की कंट्री में काफी सारे प्रोटेस्ट थे, ठीक है, which were against Finland going and joining NATO. ठीक है. दूसरा, उसके बाद ग्लोबली अगर आप किसी भी यूनियन ट्रीटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ज्वाइन करते हो तो उसके जो मेंबर्स होते हैं उनका अप्रूवल भी इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? टू गिव यू एक्सेस, टू गिव यू मेंबरशिप ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. ठीक है, सेम थिंग हैपेंड ओवर हियर. ठीक है, सो अलाइज लाइक टर्की, हंगरी, सो उनके खुद के पॉलिटिकल रीजन थे जिस वजह से वो हर बारी फिनलैंड की मेंबरशिप को डिले करते जा रहे थे, राइट? सो दे वर ऑलवेज अगेंस्ट, दे वर यूजिंग all the different options available in the book to make sure कि फिनलैंड नेटो ज्वाइन ना करे. ठीक है, कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि ड्यू टू हंगरीज क्लोजनेस विद व्लादिमीर पुतिन, रशिया, जिस वजह से Hungary was blocking Finland's entry into NATO, right? Similarly, in case of Turkey as well, the country also had this similar or some other different reason. Politically, you can say it, right? That was also against Finland joining NATO, right? So overall, these two were the countries, Turkey and Hungary, which were continuously blocking Finland's membership into NATO, right? But again, like we say, ki in politics, there is nothing static, right? Things keep on changing. तो हुआ क्या कि a week before Finland joined NATO, Turkey's parliament actually approved. Okay, they actually approved Finland joining NATO. Okay, so which was kind of the final hurdle left with Turkey blocking it. That hurdle was also removed, and that actually made sure कि Finland NATO को join करे, right? So completing the entire problems. Ratification is well under. So basically, like I mentioned, they decided to go for NATO membership last year, right after रशिया ने जब यूक्रेन पे अटैक किया, राइट? So they started kind of approaching for NATO membership. So this is kind of the fastest NATO membership in the history of NATO, that any of the country was given a membership in such a short duration, which is almost a year or even less than that, right? So this is one of the points, right? So now coming to the fact कि इस पूरे सिनेरियो में, इस पूरी मेंबरशिप में, इस पूरे प्रोसेस में फिनलैंड के लिए क्या है? What is beneficial in there for Finland in this entire process, right? क्या फायदा है फिनलैंड का इसमें, right? Now, like we discussed, joining NATO places Finland under the alliance's Article 5. ठीक है? तो जो हमने बात की थी शुरू में कि what exactly is NATO and what is it is all about, right? So it is all about its members, the safety of its members, right? So this is what Finland was seeking. यही चीज थी जो फिनलैंड ढूंढ रहा था, to get a support, to get a safeguard, right, through NATO. So now, because of Article 5, right, so which means the collective defense pledge, जो कि हमने बात की थी, अगर नाटो के किसी भी मेंबर कंट्री पे कोई नॉन मेंबर अटैक करता है, तो entire member nations, all the member nations will help that particular member country against fighting the non-member country, right? So now it actually says, the Article 5 actually says, shall be considered any attack on one member shall be considered an attack on all of them, right? So this is the pledge. This is something that all the nations who kind of join NATO seeks for, right? They want this safety. They want कि अगर उन पे कोई अटैक होता है, then बाकी member countries are always there to fight for them, right? So this is what uh, comes in for Finland once they join this particular uh, alliance, right? So this was to joining NATO was one of the promises that the political parties in Finland actually made, right? Especially when they saw Ukraine being destroyed by Russia, so they also took the liberty. They also took the opportunity into their hands and told ki if we come into power, then we'll get into NATO and so on. So the political scenario across the globe is same, right? अगर उनको कहीं पे कोई opportunity दिखती है, then they make promises and they then try to attract the masses through them, right? Through elections and through their other agendas, right? So this is what happened in case of Finland as well. उन्होंने लोगों से वादा किया कि अगर वी कम इनटू पावर विल मेक श्योर कि हम नाटो ज्वाइन करेंगे एंड इस तरीके से हमारा जो नेशन है उसकी सेफ्टी इंटैक्ट रहेगी, राइट? नाउ, so like we discussed, Finland joining NATO actually doubles the border with Russia, right? So Finland has around 1,300 kilometers of border with Russia, and now its membership brings one of Europe's largest military arsenals. Okay. Now Finland is actually bringing so much on the table for NATO and its member, right? So not only for Finland, but even NATO members are more than happy to have Finland as one of their members, right? So overall, this entire event, especially the Russia attacking Ukraine, was actually based on NATO itself. Okay, when Ukraine wanted to join NATO, this actually provoked Vladimir Putin, right? So this entire thing, all these events, is nothing but a result of NATO membership only, right? So NATO's reach into eastern and southern European countries that were once under Moscow's control. Okay. So there were so many countries which actually had indirect control, which were indirectly controlled by Russia. Okay. So what happened is with every passing year, NATO had these countries joining them. ठीक है. So धीरे धीरे इस तरीके से जो मॉस्को, जो रशिया का कंट्रोल था, उन कंट्रीज से जाता गया, and all these countries went on to join NATO. ठीक है. So this actually angered Russia or Moscow, right? कि they are slowly and gradually losing their power. They are slowly gradually losing their importance in the entire region, right? This actually further kind of, you can say, complicated the relations between Russia and US as well, because when you talk about NATO, you are actually talking directly to US being the superpower among them all, right? So straight away direct relations between Russia and US were hampered, right? So Putin actually cited the this particular thread of NATO expanding into Ukraine as one of the reasons for launching the war last year. Okay. So look, everyone has their own reasoning, right? So for Putin, it was NATO and its expanding regions, right? So that was they thought ki, with Ukraine joining NATO, they will be further losing their control or authority in the region. So Putin went on all-out attack at Ukraine, right? So, but what happened is he first of all, the war is still going on, right? So it's not helping any country at all. And on top of it, what Vladimir Putin received is another country, another neighboring country joining NATO, right? So this is something which went exactly opposite to what uh, Vladimir Putin thought of. Okay, and now as we speak, right, even Sweden is trying to join NATO, and will again wait whether Sweden will be allowed or not for different reason, political or whatever it is. Still, their membership still hanging, and they are yet not part of NATO, right? So overall, this particular information, this particular news, this particular stream of events is important from not only your entrance point of view of any master's level or any other level, but your civils exams as well, okay, your other competitive exams as well. You can use the information very well, because this particular topic, NATO, is a hot shot topic. It can come up in terms of essay, can come up in form of MCQ, it can come up in form of uh, different different reasonings as well, right? So overall, we try to discuss as much as possible about the Finland joining NATO as a stream of events. What was the rationale behind it? Okay, what were the stream of events that led to this particular event, right? What is NATO? Why was it formed, right? What all is its full form, its headquarter, and other minute details about NATO as well. Overall, hope this particular lecture was helpful for you. Okay, thank you.